call this meeting of the Grafton Cable Advisory Committee March 12th, 2025 to order. We don't have anyone on Zoom.
Nope.
So we don't need to do a roll call. This is where we have an opportunity for public input. If anybody has anything that isn't on the agenda and is in our purview, this is when I get a chance. Is there? If there's anybody out there in Zoom land, we'd know that, wouldn't we?
Yeah, there isn't.
It's okay. Apparently no one has any public input.
Finance committee's meeting tonight. It's a tough. Finance committee's meeting tonight. It's a tough one to go up against.
It makes it much quieter down here. I think I'd rather be here than there.
Oh, I'm going there next.
Oh, well, you enjoyed pain.
Sure.
Where's
that roommate?
That's not going to be.
Or is that just the finance?
It's finance committee. They're doing their public hearings for the budget.
Yeah, they're dealing with the budget, which needs an override or cutting services somewhere, right? Like the school committee.
Yeah, it's a TBD. We don't know what the plan is yet.
Oh, no. I don't think, well, there are probably lots of plans, but it hasn't been
Finalized.
All right, so committee charge. As the four of us know, the select board has revised the committee's name and its charge. And we have copies of the charge. And pretty much follows what had been discussed. I think I printed the wrong. I didn't. Maybe I've got it here. Allegedly, what they finally signed had the corrections in it that we had discussed. A little bit of language. No. Oh no, this is not. Oh, here it is. I'm probably not going to be able to find it. Remember, there were a couple of things. Anybody have anything to say about this?
It's a tremendous difference from what we used to have. Where we basically were in control of all the funds and how they were spent, what we did with them, policing it to know whether it was to be a legitimate use for the cable funds, and basically overseeing every aspect of cable, and that's all taken away now. Every bit of it.
So, anybody else?
Well, we'll always try it for 6 months or whatever, and then we can go back and amend it if anybody is.
No, we can't go back and amend it. No.
Okay.
No.
That's what it was.
That bridge is out.
It's installed. All right. Okay.
Well, okay. I was asked at one point what current lease is on there. Let's. That's a little bit open-ended. I don't know exactly how much you want to do with the licenses.
It was meant to say current licenses.
Yeah, I know, but that's kind of open-ended, and I think I know we'll get through the rest of the stuff quickly. Minutes review. We have a draft minutes.
Everybody a chance to look at them.
I didn't get a chance to look at them, but I'm sure they're fine.
I make a motion that we accept those written.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as written. Oh, I second it.
The minutes.
The minutes.
Yes.
Second.
Moved in second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We don't have any bills. We don't, I think we could still have a treasurer's report, because we ought to track what's going on with cable money. So if we're going to look forward to possibilities and things like that, you should know what you got for money, but we don't have one tonight, do we?
No, because I didn't see it the same way. I didn't see why we would be tracking money still. Like, what part of our charge would be tied to tracking money?
Well, if you're going to advise about successor licensing agreements, you ought to know how the money's working. Let's see. Let me see if there was,
And to track it to be sure we are.
to meet with the select board from time to time to advise the board on matters concerning service compliance to regulatory climate and other matters of relevance to cable subscribers, like cable access, which provides the services to the that are visible to the people of the town.
So what is it that you would like me to be tracking?
Well, it'd be nice to keep track of how much came in, how much went out.
Annually, quarterly, how much tracking?
The trouble is that stuff doesn't, both companies could be relied upon to make their payments, and we get the information in the same month. Then you'd say maybe you could do it quarterly. I'm not sure that it works out quite that cleanly, though. We could try. Well, there's going to be a little bit more about what happens here.
When was the most recent Treasury report submitted?
December.
In December?
Correct.
Okay.
That's not secret, and I don't know how hard it is to get. I know Bob was having trouble getting the reports. So I don't know how hard it.
No, I would just have to ask Mary, which is fine. But it wasn't as clear to me as it is to you why we would still be tracking finances. As an advisory committee, we're not advising on finances. I mean, the licensing agreement, is there a financial component in the sense that we would need to, negotiate based off what we brought in? I mean, is that a negotiating thing that you want, or?
To continue to investigate and to advise the select board on new technologies. In order to do that, half of that is, gee, that sounds good. The other half is, we don't have a chance of doing it because of the money.
Well, I would disagree. We would still, it's our position to
All right.
advise on
All
it,
right.
and then they could.
I'm taking it off. I don't.
But that's not fair to just cut people off.
We don't have an access activity report. It would be nice to have that. I don't know. I don't suppose we need to know what access is doing, do we? Hey? It's a lot. Current licenses. Okay.
Did everybody get a chance to review the current licenses?
Not quite all the way.
Okay.
I'm still going through. Maybe on the stream there, but I see that one organization provides free cable to some organization within the town, and the other one does not.
Where or the station?
I was reading it through, like, was one, I'm not sure if it's Verizon or China. I got it at home, I actually marked it.
But who are they providing money to? Or,
No, they provide
right, service
free
to.
cable.
yeah, to
So
whom?
certain, it's in the, it's disclosed in the, I was going through it. This is Exhibit A. Okay, so this is the Spectrum.
Yeah,
So the Spectrum provides free cable to Grafton Police, North Grafton Fire Station, Grafton Town Hall, Grafton Fire Station again, South Grafton and North Grafton, and the Highway Department, the Grafton Fire Department, the Senior Center. They explicitly have an Exhibit 8 on that, which outlines those. But the way it's written is really, it's the interpretation of a lawyer, because lawyers have a way of saying yes, no, and then you don't know where you're at. But I didn't see that with Verizon.
yeah. Well,
So that's the only,
as far as I'm concerned, Verizon, and I was there back when this started to be an issue, long time ago.
yeah,
As far as I'm concerned, the town only needs one copy of the access channels and the general service.
what do you say,
Whatever,
license?
Not sure that. I think that's like basic service. It's at what? I'm not sure how basic service is anymore. But, it's the lowest tier service. And anyway, as far as I'm concerned, Verizon does a better job than Charter does, or ever did.
Yep.
So if you're going to get it from one of them, see the license you're looking at is newer. 23.
2021.
No, you.
This is David 2021. That's the one.
No, I'm looking at 2021 is
2023.
Spectrum.
Yes. Verizon is 2023.
Yeah, and I think you said it was Verizon where you found that.
No, it's
Spectrum.
It's
Yes.
Spectrum. Spectrum
All
Northeast.
right.
It's on page 31.
Verizon provides better service.
Yeah.
But the newer license, they may have pushback, and you have to ask the people who were in the negotiations why.
Yeah. So we don't
That
know.
the only source we have anymore is to tone.
Okay. That's all. That's the only thing that I kind of stuck out, but I'm okay with it either way.
They used to be very sensitive about the free service, even though it's not a real economic thing. It's a few dollars. It's what do they have to do and what don't they have to do, kind of distant. Anything else you want? Because you wanted to can.
So, with our new charge, we're supposed to review and be familiar with these licensing agreements. So I guess I just didn't know how we wanted to achieve that, if we were just going to just read it and then check the box and that's it, or did we want to come up with a strategy for the next one in a couple years, or just...
When is the current one to expire? Because it really doesn't say.
I didn't look, but I am almost. I'm pretty confident they're both to that 5 year.
5 year. Yeah.
5 year licenses this time. So, 21 plus 5 is January 5th of 2026. We should be getting into the renewal process. Now, things have changed a lot.
For Spectrum.
Well, in the industry.
No, I meant in terms of license,
But,
spectrum license.
There was a process of initiating a license renewal process somewhere around here, around this time. I don't remember. 9 months sticks in my head, but I don't think that's quite right. There's supposed to be hearings, all kinds of things. I don't know who's in charge of it. We're not in charge. We're in charge of contributing. We're not in charge of telling them anything about the light. They need to go get busy doing the license. We need contact. Actually, did Bill
August?
said he was not doing any more. Bill August has been our counsel for all or very nearly all of the licenses, going back to when I did, when I started with the first 10 years in. The first step is to find out when he says when something has to happen. But I think it's Evan's. I think it probably is Evan's job to keep be on and be initiating things.
I'm sure it's somebody's job to initiate it, but it's ours to advise the select board to ensure compliance with renewal requirements. So if you're,
Renewal requirements, not necessarily
if it's a
renewal, but yeah. I think the thing is to ask Evan about where are we on because he and Bob DeToma and whatever lawyer we have, whether it's Bill August or somebody else, because that's picked by Evan. I think ask him where are we is and all that.
So what could we advise the select board going into these upcoming negotiations?
I advise that they check and see when a renewal process needs to start.
And you don't want the committee to maybe do that for them so that we could submit what you just suggested?
No, it's not.
So it's, okay.
Not our place. We're not allowed to. Well, I don't even know who the attorney would be.
Okay.
I think the first step is Evan. If he says, go get on it, fine. But the last couple of town administrators have not been interested in that. I've been interested in them and Bob DeToma. And maybe when we get into that process, then they'll include us in some sort of participation. But we'll see. We'll say it says here we should, and we'll do that. Shall I send a message to Evan asking? Do you want to ask Evan?
No, this isn't just it's not a what does Colleen want to do? It's what does the committee want to do? And so if...
Well, what he's trying to say is, representing the committee, do you want the chairman to do it, or would you like to do it for the committee?
No, that it makes sense for the chair if you want to ask Evan about our role in...
No, I want to ask him about where the license renewal process stands.
Okay,
You want me to do that?
sure.
All right. On our next agenda, I'm going to put consider reconsideration or reorganization.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Anything else? meeting date. We were trying to meet on Mondays. Mondays are about the worst idea because of all holidays. But it looks like the 21st of April
Patriots Day.
is,
Patriots Day.
Move.
doesn't say that on my calendar. Apple doesn't know about that.
Shame on Apple.
Well,
Usually Patriots Day is the day before tax day. Not this year.
It's Marathon Monday.
well, someone would. So far, the 23rd is open for me.
Like the 23rd.
23rd,
Wednesday.
that would go
Yep.
without objection.
And what we'll be discussing at that meeting is hopefully probably a response from Evan and a reorganization. That's what you're hoping to have on that agenda.
Yeah. I may get an answer from Evan, and I could let everybody know what it is so they know where, what to expect. And depending on what he says, that'll be agenda material if there's something for us to do.
Should I go ahead?
The licenses, do we have an editable copy of that, of the licenses?
I doubt it. You don't want to, well, legal documents you shouldn't be able to.
Well, what I'm leading up to is that there's some changes.
We don't have it.
That,
That's far as I
make
know.
those to make us an advisory recommendation on possibly, again, for future licenses. That's
Okay, I don't know how it'll go. I know how it has gone. Wait, get down into this. The Bill would have this Bob and whoever all gather together things that we need and proof that we're doing great stuff and we need all the money and all of these things. And then that gets all sort of piled into what they go up and then negotiate. So we'll see how that process goes.
Can we just keep lease agreements as a standing agenda item so we can discuss either lease agreement at any meeting in case?
Do you mean license?
Yes, I keep saying lease. I'm sorry. I mean license. When I say lease, I mean license. Apologize.
Sure. So, what, just license, discuss,
Just
review licenses.
Review current and future.
yeah, just licensing agreements is like how you have bills or treasurer's purchase licensing agreements. That way we're safe to discuss either one as we're meeting if there's something that catches our fancy or we know we need to be discussing. It's just always on there because that's like our priority are these agreements and knowing them soup to nuts.
Licenses and agreements. I'm not sure what agreements, but licenses. Okay.
But hopefully you'll get an answer from the managers.
Oh, is that a microphone?
It is
It is.
And what's it doing on my?
to pick up your voice better
To go where?
for my.
Oh, I see.
Is that when I had time with Google?
Those don't work very well, and I saw something like this. I have an idea with a lagger.
That's good. I've never seen that. See, I'm following back in All right, well, is there anything else?
Nope. Make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded, not debatable. All in favor?
Aye.
We're on here.